just,
from Toronto Wildlife Center.
I'm just returning your message about the sick coyote that you saw. Okay. What did you notice? He was missing fur, he had wounds or injuries.
When we get a call reporting a sick or injured coyote, it's actually a lot more complicated than most people would think. Coyotes want nothing to do with humans. They have a natural fear for humans. That's how we want them. When you see them losing their fear, it's usually because they are being fed in some capacity by humans, or when they have mange, it does change their behavior and they do switch to a more like diurnal type of activity. Rescue and Hotline work very closely on these mange and coyote cases to really see if we can get a good idea of their activity and track where they're being seen, how often are there clusters of them. We actually map our coyote sightings so we can look on a map and be like, oh, yesterday he was 2 houses down, today we got a call from this house, let's go see what's going on. But it's definitely a lot of strategy, community involvement, community calling, and just everyone being on board for the fact that we're here to help these animals, and let's see how many we can help at once. So we got a call from a lovely house owner we've been working with in an area where we have successfully caught quite a few 6 coyote pups. They all have mange. We've been slowly just learning their behaviors and figuring out where they are and able to like grab the 1 or 2 at a time, which has been fantastic. He called saying the coyotes are in my backyard. We're like, perfect, we're on our way.
They're currently in the yard. We're gonna try to close them in just in case they sneak past us. We're gonna use these bands to block.
So when we're seeing or we're getting calls about mangy coyotes, a lot of the key words we're getting is like, looks lethargic, looks sick. A lot of the time these guys are missing like chunks of fur, or sometimes they're completely hairless, which is devastating. You can't even recognize them as a coyote because they like have no fur, or they have these like rat tails because they have no fur on their tail at all. They'll have massive wounds on their like ischiums or on their sides from scratching. It's a concern of this animal is sick. He doesn't look well. How can I help him?
Peek your head around the corner. They're sitting on the sofa that's in the right-hand corner.
We were on the ground quite often for these guys. Majority were actually caught on one specific street because a member of public, while we were just out looking, was like, hey, they're in my backyard all the time. Come check it out. We checked it out. He called the next day being like, there's 3 back here. We knew what we had to do to catch them because we'd already scoped the situation. We already know where we need to block, where they're coming in and out, how we can catch them. And that means, yes, sometimes catching these coyotes can take a day. It means it could take months, depending on kind of what information we're getting and the community involvement as well, for sure.
Do you want to do me a favor, Roman? Yeah. Come over here. Step on this mat. Step on this mat. Okay, don't let me get out. Over here, sir. In the corner again. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's okay. Did I hit you? Okay. No, just a little cheeky. Sorry. Okay. No. You go with that one? Yep. Good with this one. Okay.
These pups were suffering quite severely, so we're pretty ecstatic that we actually caught them when we did.
What you got?
Couple coyotes, pups.
Do you ever see the adults in your backyard?
Only before they were giving birth or around the time they were giving birth.
Okay, so you haven't seen her
Not in the last few weeks, no.
Okay.
We see a straggler pup. I guess that was the question. This one at the ravine we saw 2 days in a row is a pup by itself.
A pup can be by themselves.
Okay.
If they're sick looking, then that's when you call.
We learned from neighbors and individuals in the community that there were actually quite a few pups still hanging out in the neighborhood, and Darlene and Ronan went back to the same backyard for more pups that same day.
Okay, so there's one of them right here. I'm gonna go try to sneak up on him. Got him. Come here, wait. Okay, just stay there. Don't know where to go. Ooh. need you to put your net over mine. Inside here, we're gonna sandwich him. If that makes sense? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, these poor little guys.
Over the span of weeks, we just kept catching more and more. 2 turned into 3, turned into 4, turned into 5, and we ended up catching 11 of them. Having a litter of 11 is incredibly large. That is definitely not a typical coyote litter. Normally we're looking at something like 4 to 6, and seeing the differences in this, guys, we're wondering if potentially they're 2 separate litters that are kind of coexisting in the same area or in the same home ranger territories. But in the end, it doesn't really matter like how many there are. They needed our help, so we're going to catch as many as we can catch to help these guys out. Once we catch the coyotes, caring for them is, I mean, it's quite cumbersome, obviously, especially with these pups, especially when they're orphaned in some capacity. So a lot of the mangy pups that we're getting are orphaned, which means something has happened. They have walked away from their parents. No one has seen parents in days, which means we are now raising these pups until they are old enough to be on their own, which is going to be late fall. So that is a lot of work. It is a lot of people's time. It is a lot of money on food, and getting these guys healthy as well as behaviorally appropriate to be released again. With these 11 pups, some of their mange was more severe than others, and some had more severe injuries than others. So for their well-being, some of them will need prolonged treatment. But the good thing is that they are safe and together, and they will be released when they are ready. Having them just run out one at a time, following each other's tracks, just being so healthy and so happy was a really magical event. It was really, honestly, probably the most magical release we've ever had.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the bell to be notified when we share new content. We would also love if you shared this video with a friend.